Hey, folks, it's Mark Arum. I hope you're enjoying the Mark Arum Show podcast. A reminder, you can hear this very radio show live Monday through Friday. We're live 6 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. Hey, it's Friday. Thought we were going to hear from Doug Turnbull one more time there. 6:08 on the Mark Arum Show. Yes, we made it to the end of another pandemic week. I am very excited for a couple of reasons. Two big sports reasons and one big weather reason. Thank you, Kirk Mellish. Fall temperatures this weekend. Chuck's going to be out in his
tree stand, not shooting anything.
In his long johns, firing away at deer and not hitting anything, while the rest of Atlanta is going to be super focused on two massive sports days tonight and tomorrow. The Braves could go to the World Series tonight. They can punch their ticket tonight. And the Dawgs are taking on Alabama. I wanted to start off the show talking sports here because it's two major stories here on your home of the Dawgs, 95.5 WSB. Coming up, second hour of the show, Reverend Raphael Warnock's going to join us live. Never have I ever with Russ in Gainesville. But the big news, again, we'll start with tonight's National League Championship Series, the Braves and the Dodgers. WSB Radio Sports Director Jay Black joins us live. Jay, the Braves could go to their first World Series since 1999. You were in third grade?
Not quite. I was in the ninth grade.
Ninth grade. All right, very close.
Freshman at Collins Hill High School this morning.
Look at that. A little shout out to the Collins Hill High folk. Unbelievable yesterday. You and I have been talking about this series in the mornings all week. And before the series, I was like, I'm really worried about Bryce Wilson in that Game 4 spot. I can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. He showed me and the rest of the baseball world yesterday. What a performance.
The only thing that's made sense in this series is that Max Fried was a stud. Everything else has not gone to script at all. I think Bryce Wilson's had two starts this year, and one was only 3 innings. The reason he got that start last night was because he had 5 shutout innings against the Marlins 3 weeks ago. And he was like, okay, you're the fourth best starter they got. Hang around. You might get to pitch in the National League Championship Series. And he gives up 1 hit against Clayton Kershaw. Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
Spectacular.
Yeah. And you know what? If Cole Hamels was healthy, we might not know about Bryce Wilson's epic performance yesterday. Joining us live in studio, Channel 2 Action News sports reporter Allison Mastrangelo. Allison, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. Oh, I didn't know.
Your mic's on.
Good. Thanks for having me.
We got a TV person in the studio, Jay, doing radio. Allison, you're covering, obviously, the Braves for Channel 2. Jay's buddy Zach Klein is in Texas, in Arlington, covering it for us. This is a big, big deal for the city of Atlanta. The Braves 1 win away from the World Series.
I know the first thing when I moved here, I used to cover sports out in Denver, is everyone was like, you're going to Atlanta. It's a tough, the fans there, they're used to losing sometimes in big ways. And it's always like historic ways that they lose. Like I covered Super Bowl 51. I was there for that game. And then you watch this, it was Game 3, was it? When the Braves were down, 7-0. And I tweeted out, like by mistake, I was like, oh, at least it's only 7 runs and not 10. And then I got blasted after that.
You jinxed it.
This is huge.
Yeah.
This fan base, this city, everyone wants this so badly. And I believe they have the chance. If not tonight, with Max Fried on the hill tomorrow, I believe they can wrap this up.
But Allison, no Braves fan is turning their back right now.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah,
absolutely.
and
no.
again, this is a jinx-free zone. No one jinxed this. Nothing is sold.
No.
Let's talk about tonight's game, Jay Black. A bullpen game with our old buddy A.J. Minter starting the game.
Making his first career start, the left-hander who's been terrific. He has turned around a horrible 2019 and become exactly what the Braves wanted in this deep bullpen. So his requirement is going to get out the top of the Dodgers order. Betts, Turner, and Seager. Seager's the only lefty there, but Betts is at 200 against lefties this year, and Justin Turner hits righties better. So that's your assignment. Go get those 3 outs and get out of the first inning, and it'll be a bullpenning night for Atlanta all the way through.
And the bullpen has been the strength of this team throughout the year. So that's, people might freak out. Oh, bullpen game in the National League champion. That's, the Braves' strength has been their bullpen. Very deep, very solid. And Snit can do matchups as much as he wants. Who are the Dodgers starting tonight? Because I know, listen, we worry about our Braves starting staff, but the Dodgers don't have anything set in stone.
No, that'll be Dustin May and his hair. He's the 100-mile-an-hour throwing redhead for the Dodgers, and he can start. He did start in the regular season. He has not been required to do that in the playoffs. He pitched 1 inning as a starter against the Padres in the division series, but they're going to ride him as far as he can go, and then they're going to turn that over to their bullpen too pretty quickly. And once you get in those pins, you've got to like the Braves' chances. That's one thing that's helped with COVID is they can carry 28 guys on the roster, 15 pitchers, and they've got 7 relievers they can count on, and they're going to need them all tonight.
Dustin May has some of the best stuff, though, I've seen from a young starter. I mean, his stuff just moves all over the place. Talking about the Atlanta Braves, 1 win away from the World Series. WSB Radio Sports Director Jay Black and WSB TV Sports reporter Alan Mastrangelo?
Yes, that's
Mastrangelo.
Right. That's right.
Mastrangelo. Parli Italiano?
Yes.
Oh,
but
wow.
Not
really?
really.
Okay.
Un poco, that's Spanish, right?
Poco. I mentioned this could be 2 of the biggest sports days in Atlanta history. Obviously, tonight, the Braves have a chance to go to the World Series. Tomorrow, despite all the COVID implications, it's number 2 versus number 3, Georgia and the Crimson Tide. Jay Black, what's the latest with Coach Saban, and what's the latest with our Dogs?
Yeah, Saban's stealing the spotlight here with his COVID situation, and apparently now he's negative. Tested negative yesterday. They announced the results about an hour ago. So what that means is the SEC rules, you have to test negative 3 days in a row. So presumably Thursday, Friday, and if he gets his Saturday test back in time, he might be able to be out there by 8 o'clock on Saturday night for this gigantic game. By my count, as we said yesterday, first time since 1942, Georgia's played in a top 3 regular season game. And that was also against Alabama, by the way, which they won. The difference is now Alabama scores 51 points a game. They've got an electric offense. Georgia's defense might be the best in the country, but their top linebacker and their top tackler, Monty Rice, is a game-time decision with a lower leg injury. Not what you want going into this huge matchup in Tuscaloosa.
Not to throw too much shade here, but can we request Vanderbilt doctors test Saban and not Alabama doctors? I would feel more comfortable with the test results if we had Vandy doctors doing the test.
I'll settle for University of Alabama, Birmingham.
Wow. WSB Radio Sports Director Jay Black. Allison, this is for supremacy in the SEC during the COVID-19. How big of a deal for it will be the Crimson Tide if Coach Saban's not on the sidelines tomorrow?
You know, honestly, I don't think it will really matter.
No.
I think that if he's not there, he's still going to be able to get in everyone's ear. But the NCAA rule says that he won't be, if he doesn't test negative, he's not allowed to be on the sidelines, right?
Yeah.
And then that's going to be Sarkisian. I think I'm saying his name.
Yeah.
Steve Sarkisian.
Shark.
Yeah. So I don't think it'll matter. I think that he's been able to coach enough. The players also, a lot of reports have been saying they're like, we'll be motivated to play for him if he isn't on the sidelines. And I think that it's been, you know, he's been able to coach throughout the week the same way through Zoom. He's been having guys actually hold up the cell phone so he can still coach and say, stop that play. I don't think it'll be a huge difference. Maybe they'll try to play, you know, maybe Georgia will be like, maybe this is our time. We can finally beat him without the sidelines. But then does it count if Georgia beats him?
Yes,
you know, in the
absolutely.
Mind? Yeah, if he's not there, that Kirby Smart is able to beat Nick Saban, though?
Absolutely.
It'll officially count in his record, so yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly, yeah.
Jay, so I can walk 8 yards at a time before getting winded, but apparently that's what the Alabama offense is averaging per possession or per play is 8 yards. That's like Tecmo Bowl numbers.
Yeah, Saban built this dynasty on power running, a great offensive line, and telling the quarterback, don't do anything stupid to mess it up for our defense. Those days are over. Saban is an old dog that has learned new tricks and has completely embraced tempo, air raid, throw it out, but they still have their big offensive line and their power back, and Najee Harris, who's leading the SEC in rushing. They've got 2 of the best 5 wide receivers, and Mac Jones, their quarterback, is the number 1 rated passer in the NCAA, those for 367 a game. It is a spectacular offense. However, I don't know if they could stop you on defense right now with the way they played against Ole Miss. They're giving up 30 points a game. I could not believe what I saw against Ole Miss. I don't think they're that bad, but I don't know if they're that good.
I did have 1 touchdown catch in high school, so and that football is still on my mantle. Jay Black, this is your home of the Georgia Bulldogs. Lay out the broadcast schedule for us tomorrow on game day.
So we will kick it off with our Dog Talk pregame show at 4 o'clock with Jeff Dantzler and Kevin Butler. Then the tailgate show begins from Tuscaloosa with Neil, Eric, Lauren, and Scott Howard at 5 o'clock. And then kickoff will be just after 8 here on the home of the Dogs. And don't forget, you can also pull us up on the WSB radio app, pause the TV, pull up the app, and then time it up with the television. And you can listen to Scott and Eric with a call from the comfort of home at 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
In the time of COVID, Allison, are you going to Alabama tomorrow? What's your schedule?
No, I'm actually going to Georgia Tech. They're going up against Clemson.
Number 1 rated Clemson.
Yeah.
First time in how many years?
Lawrence could be a Heisman Trophy,
Yeah.
number 1 pick, so that's where I'll be.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and Zach's in Texas.
Yeah, Zach's in Texas, yeah.
So
we'll see if the Braves can pull it off tonight or maybe tomorrow.
You want to send Longoria to Alabama to cover the game for Channel 2?
Yeah, can you go?
Yeah, there's a Whataburger over there. I'm down.
Exactly why
I'm down.
All right, so final question, talking to Allison Mastrangelo from Channel 2, WSB Radio Sports Director Jay Black. I'll start with you, Allison, since you're not born and and raised in Georgia like Jay Black, so his answer is going to be a little different. You got to pick one. Braves win tonight or the Dogs win tomorrow. Which are you? You can only have one of those.
I can only have one.
Yeah.
So, like, if I pick one, the other one's going to lose, or just...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Braves because
Yeah.
I think it's huge. I mean, I would love to see Georgia beat Alabama, but it's a game, right?
Yeah.
It's not no implication to this to move on to the World Series. Get it done now. Then you have some time to rest.
Sure.
And the World Series is next week. So I am picking for the Braves. And
Braves
my
win tonight.
Twitter's gonna light up.
No,
probably.
I mean, listen, there really isn't a wrong answer here.
Okay.
I mean, let's just hope the Braves don't play the Astros, the cheating,
No.
Longoria's cheating Astros in the World Series. Jay Black, same question for you, a little tougher. You went to Georgia, the Grady School of Journalism. You're a member of the Bulldogs broadcast team. Pick one win, Braves or Dogs?
Dogs win tonight. Braves win Sunday.
No, you can only have
Yeah,
one, Jay
I was
Black.
gonna say I would have picked that too.
Yeah, you can only have one. Braves win tonight or the Dogs win Saturday.
I'm not choosing.
You're not choosing. Oh,
Because he's smart.
I've laid down my answer.
Jay already said
All
it.
right, all
I
right,
know.
all right, fine. The Braves win the pennant. The Dogs lose in Tuscaloosa, but the Dogs beat Alabama in the SC Championship.
Yeah, the correct
Ooh,
answer,
yes.
by the way, is the Braves lose tonight, Dogs win tomorrow, Braves win tomorrow, and then everyone's happy.
Oh,
This
it's
was-
a trick question.
That was an SAT question, folks.
Ah.
Jay Black will keep you.
Protest.
We'll hear you tomorrow. The broadcast starts at 5 p.m. on your home of the Dogs. Allison, we'll see you tonight on Channel 2.
Yes,
All
high
right.
school football.
High school football. Get out of here. Go to your
Yeah.
game.
Go Eagles.
All right, go Eagle. We'll be right back. It's a Friday. Having fun on the Mark Arum Show. 95.5 WSB Atlantis News and Talk. Welcome back. Friday, 66 glorious degrees on Peachtree Street. I am loving the chillier temperatures. Hey, it's Tim. Did Longoria screw up the meter readings again? Yeah, all right.
Wrote the wrong number
Check his
down.
math. Check his math. All right, so obviously big sports weekend here. Hopefully the Braves and the Dogs could win. I would just like to stir the pudding, as Bortz used to say. All right, here's the question. So when the Braves won the NLDS, normally in normal times you do the champagne, you're in the locker room, you're spraying everybody, but with COVID they don't do that anymore. So I think, believe it or not, they were drinking like individual bottles of like Miller Lite. Like instead of the champagne that was set up in the clubhouse,
Right.
Like because everyone, you can't pass the bottles, whatever. So they had, there's nothing wrong with that. You're celebrating, it's fine.
Sure.
But it kind of like takes away, instead of having Dom Perignon, dunked on your head.
What are you saying? Miller Lite's not comparable?
No, well, it is. It depends on your taste for sure. Here's the question I have for us
Not the
regular
High Life,
folks.
but still.
You and I and Longoria and Deborah Green, we're never going to celebrate a World Series victory in a locker room like that.
No.
But we do have celebrations, right? Leslie gets promoted. Hot neighbor gives birth. Deborah Green goes to a concert, whatever. How do you celebrate those cool milestones in your life, right? Like if you get a promotion at work or whatever, you win whatever you do to celebrate normal folk like us, what do you do to celebrate? For me, automatically, it's like, we're going out to a nice dinner. Like, that's how I celebrate anything. We get good ratings. All right, I'm going out to a nice dinner. What do you do to celebrate the little victories in life? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk, live on a Friday. Mark Arum, 95.5 WSB.
Hey there, this is Patrick Warburton, and you are listening to The Mark Arum Show. Who, by the way, stole my Jesus fish.
Welcome back to the show, 6:39, 21 in front of 7 o'clock. Mark Arum and the Bananas having fun on a Friday. I don't know what I'm more excited about, the weather or the sports. It's so nice outside. Tomorrow night, I'm going to an outdoor venue. Maya's friend is having like an outdoor movie night, and there's going to be a fire, and I don't know if the Fred knows it, but I'm bringing stuff for s'mores. Like, I'm bringing all...
The worst snack.
Oh, it's so good,
Oh, you
Chuck.
don't like s'mores?
Oh, no. They're the worst. It's too much work.
All right, listen, you might not like them, but you can't call them the worst.
Are you- do
It's too
squish
much
it
work.
together.
That makes them the worst.
Would you rather have s'mores or candy corn?
Oh, candy corn.
No
Oh,
way.
Just because his wife likes it, that's why.
100%
Ew.
candy corn. Do I
So-
have to do anything to eat candy corn? No, I can just eat.
What if your wife
the
makes
bag
the
and eat it.
s'more for you and you just eat it?
No, it's messy and sticky.
All right.
I don't need all
Anyway, let's say, all right, so Chuck's going to celebrate a big event in his life with candy corn. How would you celebrate a big event in your life? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Because if the Braves clinch their spot into the World Series tonight, there's no champagne in the clubhouse anymore because of COVID. How do you personally celebrate the big moments in your life? For me, like when we get good ratings or whatever positive thing happens in my life. Not that many positive things happen in my life, but my first reaction is, how are we going to celebrate? We're going out to a fancy dinner. That's the way I celebrate. Deborah, what do you do to celebrate good things in your life?
Depending on what it is, obviously,
Yeah.
I'll probably buy myself something.
Oh.
Retail fun.
Little
so,
retail therapy.
Yeah, like a pair of boots, makeup, new records, things
Nice.
like that.
Longoria, how do you celebrate something big in your life?
Yeah, I'm pretty much like you. I like to go out and celebrate. So either
Yeah.
a really fancy dinner or go out for drinks at a really nice place. Something that you don't normally go to. Not just your normal everyday Saturday.
A fancy bar or a
Right.
restaurant. Chuck, anything?
When I was single, I did what Deb did. I'd buy myself stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody to celebrate with, so I didn't care.
Getting a new 12 gauge.
Yeah, exactly. But when I got married, now we lean more towards drinking than
Okay.
eating. But there's some eating
It's like
involved.
a good
It's
bottle
usually-
of bourbon or
Yeah,
something.
or we'll go somewhere, a nice place where we can, have fancy martinis and stuff.
Interesting. So how do you celebrate, folks? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Ruth Mary kicks us off in Lawrenceville. Ruth Mary, welcome to the program.
Thanks. Hope you all are doing good. Three things.
Yes.
One, when I reenlisted in the Navy, I had my ceremony at the Gettysburg Park at the Pennsylvania Monument, because that's where my family's from. All my teammates, or I should say shipmates, and family were there, and we all went out to eat afterwards. My father paid for everything. So food, glorious food, brings everybody together. So that's how we celebrate things in our lives, is buy food, because what else can you do? Have good company, and it's delicious.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
And that was two things put together there, but that's what we usually do. And the other thing is candy corn for me. Thank you, low T. Candy corn.
Really? I mean, I'll
Yeah.
eat it if you give it to me, but I'd much rather have a s'more than candy
Oh.
corn.
Yeah, no, candy corn.
All right. Speaking of corn, there is now a shortage of canned corn.
Why?
That's what I don't understand.
So at the beginning of the pandemic, everybody bought canned stuff knowing that it wasn't going to go bad.
Yeah.
And they were stockpiling things. So you only plant corn once a year, right?
Yeah.
It's not. And so if everybody bought it in the spring, they're not going to plant it again until next spring.
Gotcha.
So it's not like they can just, there's no beyond corn that they can come up with.
Beyond corn.
That's a good idea.
Plant-based corn. But I found out today from Maya that canned pumpkin there's a shortage of that
There's
as well.
always I feel like every year there's a shortage of canned pumpkin. Because I need it for pumpkin pies and stuff.
Yeah.
I can never find it.
Well, I guess even more so now because of the pandemic and everyone's baking and it's the holiday season. People want to make that. So she was able to get some, and she found it at a store, and she got her best friend 2 cans too. She was so excited. She's like, I got Jenny 2 cans of canned pumpkin. I was like, what?
When you find it, it's like gold, especially when you're looking for it.
Yeah, I guess.
She could probably resell it at this point.
Yeah.
Mark
Flip
up the
it?
price. I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Rub it down.
Flip it. By the way, Longoria, how much of that toilet paper do you still have that you stocked up
Oh
on?
yeah, I got plenty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you. If you need any,
I got
let me know.
plenty. I got plenty. I somehow lost a roll of toilet paper yesterday.
Oh, come on.
At
Yeah.
the house?
Well, so I got a new roll of toilet paper, and I'm in my bathroom. I'm lazy. I don't put it on the roll,
Yeah, I
on
don't
the
either.
on the spin. I just
Yeah.
put it on the
It's not going to stay
It
on there
just
very
sits
long.
there.
for real.
Yeah, I mean,
And
It's not
so,
worth it.
trust me.
so I knew I was running low, so I keep the extra rolls under the sink, and I
Yeah.
pulled a roll out and brought it in and put it on the back of the commode.
Right.
Did what I had to do, and I turn around and it's gone, and I'm like, what Twilight Zone episode am I in right now that I physically took it out from under the sink, put it on the back of the commode, did what I had to do, turn around, and it's not there.
Did it fall?
No, I mean my bathroom is the size of that chair. I mean it's a there's nowhere to hide.
Water
in this.
closet, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's nowhere to hide. I was like, what the heck?
Are you sure?
Yeah,
It's just
You
going
didn't like
crazy.
think that you were
Yeah.
doing. You
No.
were thinking about putting it on the.
So I
back
thought
and
I was
you
like,
never
well, maybe
actually did?
I put it on the kitchen on the sink on the counter of
Yeah.
the sink. I was like, that's probably what I did. I looked out there was nothing there, unless like Bosco jumped on the counter, grabbed it, and ran away with it.
Yeah, and hit it.
It was weird. It was freaky. All right, we're going to come back. Coming up at 7:07, Reverend Raphael Warnock's going to join us on the program. Going to learn more about him. And we still have Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. But how do you celebrate the big things in life? Hopefully, the Braves clinch the ticket to the World Series tonight. They won't be celebrating with champagne, though, because of COVID, but individual beers. When something good happens in your life, how do you celebrate? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK, on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is The Mark Arum Show. 6:53, 62 degrees on Peachtree Street. Mark Arum of the Bananas with you till 8. Big sports weekend. The Dawgs, of course, tomorrow versus Alabama. Our coverage starts at 5 p.m. here on your home of the Dawgs. And tonight, I think first pitch is at 9, Schlongo. Braves and the Dodgers in the National League Championship Series. They win tonight. And the Bravos are going to the World Series for the first time since 1999 when they lost to a team that Chuck and I root for also. We won't mention their names, but go Braves, go Dogs. Big sports weekend here in Georgia. The Lakers just won the NBA championship, and Deborah was doing some research. Did the Lakers celebrate with big bottles of champagne?
Yeah, I remember seeing something on TV. They were in the locker room. They had the goggles on because they were spraying each other, and they looked like they had bottles. I couldn't tell exactly what they were just because they're short clips. So, I mean, they were having some party in the locker room.
Yeah, but I think they're doing like maybe little mini bottles of champagne.
Sure.
So you can't pass them around, Chuck?
NBA was in such a bubble for so long.
Oh, that's right.
They had a little bit more lax rules than what MLB is gonna have.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because they're not in a bubble.
And they didn't have a single positive test. That's amazing. How do you celebrate the highlights of your life? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Lynn joins us on the Mark Arum Show. How are you, Lynn?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. What's going on?
Nothing, just driving home from visiting friends.
Big moment in Lynn's life. How do you celebrate? Do you do champagne? Do you buy something? Do you eat something? What do you do?
We like to eat, but we like to cook at home. So whoever the person that's being celebrated, they get to choose what we're going to eat.
Aw, I like that. So let's say something big happens in your life. What do you choose for your family to cook for you?
Well, I would still have to cook it, but my husband would grill me prime rib. I would have sautéed vegetables on top of a baked potato.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. I don't think that you should. I mean, if something big happens to you, the other folks in the family should cook it, though.
Someone else should cook.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a promotion or something.
Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so right?
Oh, her husband's mad at me for bringing that up, so he cut the phone line. Now, what it is, like if Maya and I, something big happens for Maya at work or something, she'll pick. She'll get to choose the restaurant. If something big happens for me, I'll choose the restaurant. Usually we have similar food taste though, so that happens. All right, celebrate the little things in life. It doesn't have to be a big thing to celebrate. Just celebrate. Have a good time. Come on. We're going to have a good time when we come back after news, weather, and traffic. Reverend Raphael Warnock joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. Still to come as well. Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. We're live on a Friday, and then at 8 p.m., Word on the Street. Live with Shelley Winter and Milani Kai. I'm looking for some confirmation from the schedulers. Thank you, Deborah Green. Thank you, Deborah Green. News, weather, and traffic next. 404-872-0750. It's the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB Atlanta's News and Talk.
The Mark Arum Show is performed before a live studio audience.
No, I want this town to be near you. I stand alone. I stand
alone. Welcome back to the show and a good Friday Eve to you. Mark Arum here, you there. It's 7:07, 7 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is the Mark Arum Show, heard Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. The whole gang here live on a Friday. Deborah Green produces the show. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Low T Chuck screens them calls. Reminder, huge 2 days in sports here in Atlanta. The Braves trying to punch their ticket to the World Series tonight. First pitch at 9. And then tomorrow, Georgia takes on Alabama, number 2 versus number 3. Massive game in Tuscaloosa. All the coverage starts here on your home of the Dogs at 5 p.m. Kickoff at 8 p.m. Go Georgia Bulldogs. Coming up in 30 minutes, we'll play Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. But first, joining us on the phone is Reverend Raphael Warnock. Reverend, welcome to the program. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, and it's great to be with you.
I appreciate it as we continue to learn a little bit more about the candidates here. And again, Mark Arum Show, not really political. I just want to know more about the men and women that are running for elected office. So I'm honored that you join us. First up, how are you and your family holding up during the coronavirus?
Oh, we're doing fine. I mean, these are challenging times. But, you know, when I think about the needs and issues that so many people are confronted with, I feel very blessed. And I have small children. They're 4, and my daughter's 4, my son's almost 2, and they are the light and loves of my life. And we're having a good time on a Friday night. As soon as I'm done with this, I'll get back up to dinner.
Yeah, like running for office with a 4 and a 2-year-old. Holy smokes, that's crazy.
It is. It is, but I'm doing it anyhow.
Unbelievable. Reverend, let me ask you a question. So in 2005, you became the senior pastor of historic Ebenezer Baptist Church, which to me, full disclosure, I'm Jewish, so I just want to get that out there. But I would think as a reverend, as a pastor, like that is the pinnacle of your profession, right? To get that position in such a historic location. How did you wind up at Ebenezer Baptist?
Well, you know, in the Baptist church, there's no episcopacy, if you will, that sends you to the church. I was elected, is the short answer, by the congregation itself. They did a national search, and, you know, they looked far and wide, and somehow I ended up in the spot. I've been there now for 15 years. I'm deeply honored to serve as pastor of that church. Ebenezer was founded in 1886. And I'm only the 5th senior pastor in the history of that church. So we stay a little while, and it's been wonderful.
When you found out the news that you were selected or elected, your reaction? I mean, I would imagine that's like a baseball player getting called up to the major leagues, being like, "I can't believe this is actually happening."
Yeah, I was deeply honored, and I remember calling my dad, who's now deceased, but it was Father's Day, to let him know that I was going to Martin Luther King Jr.'s church to serve as senior pastor, and it's a real honor. But you know, the people of Ebenezer want what other people want in all congregations. You know, I visit the sick and I preach on Sunday morning and try to provide hope, particularly in tough times like these.
Talking to Reverend Raphael Warnock on the Mark Arum Show. I'm glad you're here because I want to share. I talked about this April 9th, 2018. Was one of the greatest and most impactful days of my life. It was the first time I had ever been to a service at Ebenezer Baptist, and it was the day we had the Martin Luther King Jr. rally. We were walked from the church to the state capitol, and we had the slain daughters of Malcolm X there, and Medgar Evers, and I was honored to be a part of that program, and I got back that night on the air. And I can't tell you the impact it had on me just to experience all that has gone on at Ebenezer and the service there and being with the civil rights leaders and walking that path. It left an indelible mark on my soul. So I just wanted to say thank you for that experience because there are a few days in my life I actually remember the date of something, but that's a date I remember, and it was a soul-moving afternoon for me. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Sure, and this is what Ebenezer does, and we welcome people from all over the city and the country and the world every weekend. April 9th, 2018, that would have been the 50th anniversary of Dr. King's funeral.
Correct.
And so it was a moving day. I remember it very, very well, and I'm glad you were there.
What happens? Let's play the hypothetical game that you win the Senate seat. You then move on from Ebenezer Baptist? Do you stay involved? What happens then?
Here's the thing. After I win the Senate seat, I get to turn around. I get to turn around and run again right away because I'm finishing the last 2 years of Johnny Isaacson's term. It's not the full 6-year term. So I'll be running right away. And look, I've been at Ebenezer for 15 years. I know how to walk and chew gum. It's a church that is used to operating in the public square. We'll see how those things work out. But I'll tell you, if I weren't serving as a United States Senator, if you look at the kinds of things I've been involved in over the years, it's been the kind of work that extends the ministry of the church into the public square anyway. So here I am running a candidate for the United States Senate. There are 2 Senate races going on in the state, by the way. I'm running in the special election. But if I'm running for office, but I'm talking about the things I've been talking about, doing the things I've been doing, focused on health care reform, focused on voting rights, the dignity of work, because I don't think that these are just political issues. They're moral issues. And what I hope to do is bring moral leadership to Washington, D.C.
Graduated from Morehouse College. Was politics always, a vision for you, or is this something that happened later in life? You decided to get into the political game?
Yeah. Social transformation has always been my dream and my vision and the thing that I care about. And for me, politics is a tool. It's a tool in the toolbox. I'm really not in love with politics. I'm in love with change and in love with humanity. And it was Martin Luther King Jr.'s voice that really captivated my imagination as a young person. I was born after the civil rights movement. I'm a post-civil rights generation baby, but my parents, and both of my parents are preachers, but I was just captivated by Dr. King's voice and the depth of his commitment to a more inclusive vision of our humanity, that we can come together across racial lines and build what he called the beloved community. I was just really arrested by that as a young person. And I went to Morehouse College here in Atlanta. I grew up in public housing down in Savannah, Georgia, one of 12 children. I'm number 11 and the first college graduate in my family. I decided that I was going to Morehouse College, and it was really the spirit of Martin Luther King Jr. that recruited me to that school. I often say I went to Morehouse on a full-faith scholarship. I didn't have enough money for the first semester. But somehow I graduated, went on to earn 2 other master's degrees and a PhD degree. And then 18 years later, after graduating from Morehouse College, this kid growing up in public housing who just wanted to go to Dr. King's school ended up becoming the pastor of Dr. King's church. I'm running for the U.S. Senate because I think it's harder now for kids growing up in struggling families all across Georgia, not just the urban areas, but in rural, disaffected areas in the state. It's harder now for kids than it was for me. Somebody gave me a low-interest student loan. Somebody gave me a Pell Grant. And now our kids are graduating. If they graduate from college, many of them are loaded with so much debt that they have a mortgage before they have a mortgage. I think that's a drag on their dreams and on the economy, and it's one of the reasons I'm running for the U.S. Senate.
Reverend Raphael Warnock joining us on the Mark Arum Show. Listeners of the station know we're wall-to-wall political ads right now, and I've noticed, there's a lot of negative ads out there, but I haven't noticed many negative ads about you. Is it because that your 2 primary Republican opponents are kind of going back and forth and they're not really focused on you right now? They're trying to secure their base. Do you feel like you're catching a break in that regard?
Oh, they're hitting me every now and then. There's the ads, and then there's social media. And look, we'll see how this all unfolds. I'm in a race where there are 21 people, and I'm because the names are listed alphabetically, and my last name is Warnock. I'm number 20 out of 21. So, Mark, I'm right where I was when the teacher said, all right, it's time to line up for recess or for lunch. I was always the kid next to the last kid in line. And just as I was overcoming that trauma, I'm the 20th name on a ballot with 21 people running for the U.S. Senate.
My wife got her absentee ballot last week, and she was like, I don't see the Reverend's name on here. I'm like, flip the page over. Like he's at the very bottom of the list. So folks do have to hunt out the Reverend. So we were talking earlier about celebrations, life celebrations. The Braves, if they win tonight to go to the World Series, won't have that big champagne celebration because of the COVID. They'll have individual bottles, etc. I'm gonna say this: when you win the Senate seat, What goes on in the Warnock house when you have a big celebration? Do you have a big meal? How do you celebrate the great things in life?
Oh, yeah. A big meal is always in order. After all, I'm a Baptist preacher, and, faith and food kind of go together. And it's not even just the family. It's the church family and everybody else who is in my orbit. So, I can't look, we all have got to be careful in this moment and socially distance. And I know we're all, we're worn out with this, and we get weary, but we got to hang in there, not out of fear, but with a deep sense of love. But I can't wait until we can all come up and out of this space and embrace each other in the ways that we've grown so accustomed to. So I look forward to that moment, and we've got to do everything we can to stay safe in the meantime.
I will bring the raisin-free potato salad, Reverend.
Yeah, that sounds good. You listen, don't mess with the potato salad. You got to know what you're doing, Mark. You can't play around with
Understood. Reverend, before we let you go, folks want to know more about your campaign, et cetera. You have a website you can point us to?
Sure. You can go to warnock4georgia.com. There's nothing abbreviated in that, nothing, cute. It's my last name spelled WARNOCK 4 Georgia, spelled completely out.com. And you can learn more about my race for the U.S. Senate and why I think this is such a defining moment in American history that requires all of us to stand up.
Reverend, appreciate your time. Best of luck. Stay safe, my friend.
Thank you for having me.
There you go. Reverend Raphael Warnock on the Mark Arum Show. That's a test to see how political he is. When the white guy says, hey, I'm going to bring the potato salad, to see how political a response you can get. He handled that well. Good stuff right there. Again, all the candidates are welcome on the Mark Arum Show. Deborah Green sent emails out. I don't want to talk politics. I just want to get to know these folks. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK, on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum. This is the Mark Arum Show.
Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
7:24, the Mark Arum Show rolls along on a Friday, big sports Friday. The Braves try to get to the World Series tonight. Oh, fingers crossed. I mean, we need that. We need that for the city. Sweet Jesus, get us to the World Series, please. And then tomorrow, number 2 versus number 3, Georgia and Alabama right here on your home of the Dogs. Coverage starts at 5 p.m., kickoff at 8 p.m. from Tuscaloosa. Yet to see if Coach Nick Saban will be on the sidelines for the Crimson Tide or not. So there's like a million reasons why I don't have children. I think, there's the big ones, right? I just haven't had them yet. That's the number one. But I've always been hesitant to have them, and people mock me for this, but I don't want the responsibility of naming another person.
It's difficult.
I can't imagine how you guys did it. The process for you naming Lily Grace and Livia Longoria, Charles Thomas III, Jackson Abernathy Hainsbridge III.
We kind of just gave up and named him that because we couldn't really find something that we... So he just ended up with that name by default because we just really got tired of thinking about it.
What was the process for you, Longoria, naming your beautiful daughter?
Baby book. And we just went through. Yeah, we bought a baby book and we just went through the names and, kind of... I picked both of them. I got lucky.
You did? Yeah. She just gave up.
No, I don't think she gave up. We agreed on it, but the names I came up with.
I would do the same thing. I don't want the it took me a while to name my dogs, right? Like that's a lot of pressure naming a dog, and I don't think I could name a human. And here's another reason why I don't want, because a name, you name someone, that's their name, right? And all that comes along with it. I went to elementary school with Richard Speck.
Okay.
His parents named him after a serial killer.
Oh.
There's what are you thinking? What are you thinking? Not to mention the obvious, really horrible nickname that goes along with being called Richard Speck.
The short nickname.
Yeah,
Richard,
it's like there's so much pressure. Like you got to worry about your kid getting beat up with the name, whatever. Now on top of that list, there are certain names that apparently the clumsiest folk among us have, right?
Okay.
Who's the clumsiest of the four of us, do you think?
Oh, I have no idea.
It's me.
I would say you, probably. I wouldn't think it's Chuck.
No, I'm definitely clumsy. I stub my toe. I drop stuff. I'm the clumsiest. Ironically, Mark is on the list of the clumsiest names.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll give you the list when we come around. I don't want to, if I have ever a kid, maybe I'll do a Twitter poll. Name my child because I don't want that.
That'll
pressure.
be better.
Cheryl's a beautiful name for her daughter, though. Cheryl Castro coming up with news, weather, and traffic next. When we come back, I'll tell you about the clumsy names. Plus, we're going to play Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB Talk. It's the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB.
Hey, this is Louis Anderson, and you're listening to the Mark Arum Show.
Welcome back. Final half hour of the Mark Arum broadcast. Coming up at 8, allegedly, Shelly and Milani. Word on the street. Usually Shelly's in here. Oh, he's driving back from Macon, right? Didn't he go to the Trump rally in Macon? All right, so he'll talk about that 8 to 10 here on WSB Radio. I need 2 contestants to call right now to play Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. And yes, we do have prize packs to give away. So 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Before we do that, though, the clumsiest names in America. This from today.com. Is that the NBC show, Today?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Proceed with caution when choosing a baby name. According to new data compiled by Uplift Legal Funding, the lawsuit loan funding service just released the most accident-prone names in America after analyzing internal data on personal injury claims involving slips, trips, and falls. Clumsiest female names, Longoria.
Okay.
Are these in order from the most clumsy to the least? Or
yes, most clumsy, number 1.
All right, so number 10, Louise. I don't think I've ever met a Louise. Oh, we had one that worked in sales, right?
I was going to say, wasn't there a Louise in the building?
Yeah.
I never saw her fall.
Well, no, I don't know.
Never saw her fall.
Number 9 is Gabrielle. That sounds so elegant. Like, that's an elegant name. I can't believe that'd be a clumsy name. Oh, number 7, Deborah. But spelled differently.
I do post photos of all my bruises when I would go to
Well, you're not clumsy.
concerts.
You're just reckless.
Well, yeah.
You're a mosher. Angela. I've known some clumsy Angelas. Number 6 is Mary. Mary, quite contrary. Mary, why you bugging? Kimberly. Barbara. Barbara sounds like a clumsy name. Linda, definitely a clumsy name. Number 2, Taylor. Traffic Trooper Taylor, number 2. And number 1, the clumsiest female name, Haley.
I can say that for sure. I worked with 2 Haleys, and they were, definitely.
So you can validate these
for Haley
statistics.
for sure. Yeah.
All right, clumsiest dudes' names at the bottom of the list. Well, these are the top 10. Number 10 is James. You know any clumsy James?
Yeah,
My brother just named his kid James, but he's only like 2 months old, so we don't know yet.
So James, that includes Jim, right? Jimmy, James,
Sure.
all that. So Jimmy Carter.
6 callers ahead of us, Jimmy.
Exactly. Number 9, William. That doesn't seem like a clumsy name. Like, that's a classy name, William. Bill. Bills are clumsy. Williams are not clumsy. Number 8, Samuel. See, Sam's a clumsy name. Samuel is Samuel Adams. Number 7, Bob. Bob's definitely a klutz. Bobs are klutzes. But I'm more klutzy than Bob. Mark is number 6 on that list. I am very clumsy. Number 5, Daniel. That's a biblical name, right, Chuck?
Yep.
Was Daniel in the Bible? Was he clumsy? Was he a klutz?
I don't think so.
Moses
as
Moses dropped the tablets. That's pretty klutzy, right?
Well,
or he
they were
threw
big
them
tablets.
down. They were big tablets. They were heavy. Ryan, number 4. Brian, number 3. Blake, number 2. And the clumsiest male name, according to the data, Kyle.
Okay.
I've known a couple Kyles. One's in jail.
Well, that's
It's so weird.
Is it clumsy burglar?
Am I before we get to Never Have I Ever? So there's this guy I grew up with. I wasn't really close friends with him, but we were friendly, you know. Anyway, he went to jail numerous times. Dude's been on the struggle bus left and right, and he recently sent me a friend request on Facebook, and I've just got it sitting there because I don't know what's going on with this guy. Do I want him knowing what's going on in my life? Like a 2-time, like he's just had a, you know. I wasn't that close with him. Am I wrong for not accepting his friend request?
No, not at all.
No? Chuck?
Yeah, no, do it whatever you want.
Just don't decline
friends.
Yeah, we weren't really friends.
Really, I decline them all the time. Like, nope.
I just let him sit there.
I just let him sit there.
Make them think that I did it.
All right. So there you go. Clumsy names. Let's play Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville.
It's Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville.
He's a legend on the Mark Arum Show, a legend in North Georgia. And ladies, he could be yours. It's Russ in Gainesville. How are you, Russell? Happy Friday, buddy.
Hey, thanks, Mark. Hi, everybody.
Are you in the bathroom? Where are you?
No, I'm inside my house.
All right.
Does it sound bad?
No, you sound perfect now. Let's meet our contestants on the phone. Shirley joins us on the Mark Arum Show. Shirley, tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Canton, Georgia, born and bred, Cherokee County. Go Warriors, go Braves, go Georgia.
That is perfect. Thank you, Shirley. Brandon, you're going to be playing Shirley. Tell the folks at home a little bit about yourself. Brandon? Did I get the name wrong?
I think he's trying to talk, but he can barely hear.
All right, if you're on speaker, Brandon, we can't hear you. So I'm going to put you on hold. No.
I'm not on speaker.
No? Are you on a motorcycle?
No, I'm in a car.
All right, hang on. You deal with Brandon. Shirley's on a motorcycle. This is a cluster. It's going great. We'll start with you, Shirley. Basically, the Never Have I Ever game with Russ in Gainesville goes as follows. I am going to say something, and you just have to guess whether or not Russ did this thing or not, okay?
Okay.
So it's a 50-50. Has Russ in Gainesville ever bought a gift from a discount store and put it in a different package to make it look more expensive?
Oh, absolutely.
Russ, you ever done that? Bought something at Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, and then put it in a Lenox shopping mall bag?
Yeah, I think I've done that with jewelry.
Yeah. Oh, it's Shirley's win. All right, Shirley. Do you have the window down, Shirley?
No.
What are you in the back
I'm driving.
Are you in the back of a pickup truck?
No, I'm on 75.
Okay, hang on a second, Shirley. Chuck is gonna figure it out. Let's see if we can get Brandon better. Brandon, you there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh, you sound perfect. All right, good job, Brandon. So did Shirley get the point there? All right, Shirley got the point. All right, Never Have I Ever continues with Russ in Gainesville. Has Russ in Gainesville ever borrowed something that he wound up keeping? So, like, he borrowed a garden hose from a neighbor, but he never gave it back. Has Russ ever done that?
I honestly think he probably did.
I think everyone probably has. Russ, you ever done that?
I'm sure I have, yes.
Nothing, anything in particular come to mind?
No, I was trying to think, but I can't think of anything. But I know people have done it to me, so I've done it to them back.
What is Russ lending out?
Yeah, what are you lending out, Russ?
Oh, people, borrow all kinds of things.
STDs.
Margarita machine.
Little black book.
Little black book. Don't ever give that up, Russ.
No,
all right.
Want that.
Brandon gets the point. Let's see if we can get Shirley back on. Hey, Shirley, you there?
I'm here.
All right, you sound 100% better. All right, has Russ in Gainesville ever pretended not to be home when someone rang his doorbell? Has he ever ghosted someone at his door?
Yes, I think he has.
Russ, you ever ghosted someone? They ring the doorbell, knock on the door, and you pretend you're not home?
Oh, yes, I'm doing it a lot now, too. I don't want any visitors now.
I'm the same way, Russ. I do that all the time. And if I don't know you're coming, and if you're not a delivery person, I am not answering the door. I don't know. It's weird that's the society we live in, but I'm not doing that. All right, Never Have I Ever. Brandon, has Russ in Gainesville ever driven through an ice storm?
That's a tough one. I mean, how long has he been in Georgia?
30-plus years, Russ? 40 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so many decades.
Yeah, he's driven through an ice storm then.
Right, yeah, I would think so, too. Russ, you ever driven through an ice or a snowstorm? We'll give you one or the other.
Oh, yeah, and I've crashed in them, too, acting like I knew what I was doing.
You fishtailed a lot?
Dangerous. Hello?
Yeah, you fishtailed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Russ, you okay? You sound a little under the weather today, buddy.
No, I'm great.
You're great? All right. Never Have I Ever continues with Shirley. Shirley, has Russ in Gainesville ever knowingly run a red light? Knowingly run a red light? Shirley?
I'm here.
Okay. Has Russ in Gainesville...
knowingly run a red light?
Yeah, not by accident. He did it on purpose.
No, well, wait a minute. Let me think about this.
Take your time.
No, I don't think he's purposely ran a red light.
Yeah,
no,
you're 100% wrong on that. 100% wrong, Russ. Tell her, Russ.
Darn it.
Yeah, I've run red lights.
Yeah, I know nuns that have purposely run red lights. I think everyone's at 3 in the morning. There's no one around. You punch it. You get through there. No point for Shirley. Brandon, this is a tough one. Has Russ in Gainesville ever written a book?
The obvious answer would be no. But let's go ahead and go on a limb and go with the not obvious and say yes.
You say yes. Russ, I'm very curious. Have you ever written a book?
I've started a book, but I've never finished one.
I'm going to give you credit. Starting a book and writing a book, that's the first step. You need to finish the memoirs, Russ. 100%, by the way. You got to get that done. Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. Shirley, has Russ ever been called to the boss's office?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we've all, if we've had bosses, you've been called to the office at least once. Russ, you ever been called to the boss's office?
I used to get called to the office in high school like every day.
That's high school though. What about a boss, like a working Russ?
Yeah, I'm sure I have. Yeah, I've been fired many times.
Yeah, usually they'll call you to the office for that. All right, last one. Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. Brandon, has Russ ever stood someone up on a date? Not shown up to a date. Has Russ ever done that?
I don't know. He sounds like a classy guy. I don't think he'd stand anybody up, would he?
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't think so. He's a Southern gentleman. Russ, you ever stood someone up on a date?
Yeah, I got in trouble for that the other day. I think I told you about it.
What happened?
I didn't go, and she's mad at me now. Remember the girl I told you, that girl from Peru?
Oh, yeah, the Peruvian.
Yeah, she's all mad at me now, so.
Yeah. All right, so there we go. End of Never Have I Ever with Russ in Gainesville. What is the score, Deborah Green?
3-3. It's a tie.
We got a tie. That's all right. You both win the WSB prize pack. Shirley, great job. Thanks for joining us. Brandon, don't hang up. Chuck's going to get some info from you. What have they won, Deborah Green?
Both of you have a one-car pass to the Atlanta Symphony Orchestra performing the music of Led Zeppelin this Sunday at Ameris Bank Amphitheater.
That's awesome. What a great prize pack. Russ, what's up this weekend, buddy? Any big plans?
That sounds great. I like the sound of that. I don't know. I'm not really doing anything because of this Corona stuff.
Yeah.
So, I have friends come over every once in a while, but that's about as far as I go right now.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'm going to put you on hold, Russ. If one of the two contestants can't take the prize pack, I'm going to give it to you, okay? Oop, I put him on hold already. Is that cool, Russ?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. We'll give you something to do this weekend. So there you go. Russ in Gainesville. 404-872. Well, Greg in Cleveland. We'll just take Greg, and then we're out of here. It's Friday. I'm hungry. I've got ravioli in the fridge. I'm very excited about that. On Twitter and Instagram, at Mark Arum, MarkArum. It's the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Mark Arum on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Final segment of the show. Thanks, as always, for listening Monday through Friday, 6 to 8. And you can listen at home on the WSB radio app, Amazon, Alexa, Google Play, etc., etc., etc. Greg's in Cleveland. Greg, finish us off strong, buddy.
Hey, Mark, Mazel Tov. Congratulations on the wedding.
Thank you, my friend.
And two things real quick. Hey, I know y'all are the flagship radio station for the Bulldogs, but don't forget, Georgia Tech's playing number 1 Clemson at home tomorrow. Let's see how the Jackets do. Hoping for a good weekend.
I'm very
and number
excited.
2,
yes.
Number 2, when it comes to naming your kid, once you've narrowed it down to a name that you think you want, go to a place where there's a bunch of kids, maybe a playground once all this virus mess is over, and shout out the name like you're trying to find your kid. Okay. And then listen to what the other kids say. If they make fun of it in a strange way, you'll know.
That's a great little litmus test right there. I like it, Greg. Thank you, my friend, by the way. Yeah, I'm not anti-Georgia Tech at all. I didn't grow up here, so I don't hate Tech.
Yeah.
I would love for them to beat Clemson. That'd be fantastic. Real quick, Longo, some breaking news, my friend. Bad news for Chuck.
What?
Where is bad news for you?
Uh-oh.
Your favorite soft drink is now discontinued.
Tab.
Coca-Cola has finally gotten rid of Tab. I thought Tab had been gone years ago.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even seen
Where
it.
could you even find that?
I don't know, but apparently you can't find it anymore. At the end of the year, Tab will be no more. The once popular diet soda from the 70s and 80s, which has developed a cult following due to its blend of artificial sweeteners, saccharin and NutraSweet, will be no more. So Tab's getting rid of that. But some better breaking news, Longoria.
Wearing out my finger over here.
Longoria gets a buck every time he hits that. Krispy Kreme giving out free donuts to customers in costume. Krispy Kreme will give a free donut to customers who visit a store wearing a Halloween costume on Saturdays between October 10th and Halloween. Customers who buy a dozen donuts can buy another dozen for $1. By the way, I'm going to tweet out this video. I found out what my Halloween costume is going to be this year.
What is it?
I'm going to tweet out this video right now. It is amazing. I'm very excited. I'm not really a big Halloween guy, but this is the greatest costume I've ever seen. Let's do star of the show, Longo.
And now, are you guys ready for the Mark Arum star of the show?
Allison Mastrangelo from Channel 2 Action News sports reporter. She joined us to talk Braves and Dawgs. The only regret I have is that Jay Black wasn't in studio for that. To see him turn.
He'd had a flop sweats and be uncomfortable.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to answer any questions.
That's my bad.
Great.
That's my bad.
Yeah, you got to do that
I'll
next
fix
time.
that for next time. Again, Dawgs and Alabama tomorrow. Our coverage starts at 5, kickoff at 8 on your home of the Dawgs, 95.5 WSB. We'll continue the conversation throughout the weekend. I'm social media active, folks, on Twitter and Instagram at Mark Arum, Facebook Mark Arum WSB. Don't go to sleep, little baby. Word on the street is next.
Don't you weep, pretty baby. She's long gone.
Guests of the Mark Arum Show stay at the All Suite Omni Hotel, located in the heart of Chicago's Magnificent Mile.